Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. Yeah, short hair don't care, you know what I mean? I know my shit all over the place, you feel me? Can't be deep out all the time, you know what I mean? I still gotta let y'all know what's happening. I'm on the move though. But check this out. I've been telling y'all what's been going on in northern Syria, how after Trump had a conversation with President Erdogan, the president of Turkey, he then ordered U.S. troops to actually back down while and allowed Turkey to essentially come in there and launch these air and ground offensives against the Kurdish forces over there or whatever. Now, since then, Syrian forces have actually like stepped up to back the Kurds, so there's that shit going on, whatever. But there seems to be like now a condemnation by U.S. officials of Turkey and how they've been this military offensive. Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo actually are going out to Turkey, hoping to talk with President Erdogan to get him to stop the military campaign, but he publicly vowed not to stop it, and he even said he's probably not going to talk to them dickheads anyway. So check this out. It just seems weird, like, what the fuck did y'all expect to happen? You know what I mean? Y'all in the White House or whatever, like when he actually ordered troops to back down. There's been commands to actually get 1,000 U.S. troops that are up there out of there. You know what I'm saying? So that's run amok. I mean, you know, there are ISIS detainees that aren't being kept track of and all of that shit. So it just seems a little disastrous. Doctors Without Borders and other humanitarian groups aren't even allowed to do their thing over there. People are pleading for President Bashar al-Assad of Syria to actually let people in so they can help. A couple journalists have died. Over 100,000 people have been displaced, so it's getting real now. But again, it's like, what is the U.S. really thinking? They went ahead and launched sanctions against Turkey for this offensive, and they ended up actually issuing another sanction against Turkey's second largest state-owned bank, Halk Bank, accusing them of fraud and money laundering and helping Iran to evade U.S. sanctions. Green Wall and Graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. I know it's getting a little dark out here, but you know, follow me. Listen up, you dig? Now, George Kent, the senior State Department official who was in charge of Ukraine policy, actually testified finally, because White House and the State Department has actually been trying to keep these people, and Mike Pompeo out his own mouth or whatever, they've been trying to keep these people from being involved in this impeachment inquiry. But as a part of the inquiry, I guess House of Representatives, these House committees finally got George Kent specifically to testify. And he basically said that he was sidelined from his position by, quote-unquote, the three amigos, referring to Gordon Sondland, the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, Kurt Volker, who recently resigned as the special envoy to Ukraine, as well as the Energy Secretary for the United States, Rick Perry. Now, they all were collaborating to get Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, to open up this investigation against Joe Biden. That's some real hater shit. So, you know what I mean? Biden must got some strength out in these streets. But check this out, though. The Washington Post is reporting that acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney, actually told people that it was legal. It was legal to withhold that $400 million in military aid from Ukraine, and then ask for a favor. You know what I'm saying? So that's going on. But keep in mind that the New York in New York federal grand jury actually subpoenaed Pete Sessions, Texas congressmember, to actually turn over records or documents relating to his communications with Trump's personal lawyer and former New York City Mayor Giuliani, and his also his other two associates who were arrested at the Dulles airport trying to get out the country, whatever. But yeah, so the plot thickens. Green Wall and Graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN Report. So yesterday, 18 human rights activists and 18 people from human rights organizations and faith group organizations were actually arrested outside of DC, protesting against the Trump administration's plan to gut the refugee resettlement situation. So keep in mind that last month the administration already said that they were actually going to lower the amount of refugees they were allowing into the country from 110,000 from what Obama said during his final year in office to 18,000. Now, keep in mind that Obama and the Obama administration, they actually deported the most immigrants ever out of any other president. So, you know, they weren't soft on immigration by at all. I mean, there were a lot of people, a lot of the same people protesting Trump were protesting against Obama. So, but 18,000, that's like, you know, we're going to see the effects of that, you know, very harshly. Green Wall graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Yeah, I know I'm looking hit, you feel me? Like, you know what I mean? A nigga on this grind. I can't shine all the time, you feel me? Like that nigga Meek Mill said. Check this out though. In PA, actually, speaking of Meek Mill, in Pennsylvania, at the Burks Family Residential Center. This is an immigration detention center. They actually detained a British family that was out there in Vancouver, Canada, you know, visiting family. Eileen Connors and her family, including her 3-month-old son. They were in Vancouver and accidentally crossed into the U.S., apparently lost, and they ended up getting detained at the Burks Family Residential Center. So this shows that, I mean, I guess on some level, at least up there in PA, they not really discriminating with the motherfucking discrimination. You know what I'm saying? With refugee or immigrant discrimination. But the shorty described the cells as like being like, you know, frigid and filthy. Like, she said they'll be traumatized for the rest of their life after how the U.S. has treated them, stripping them of all their rights and all of that shit. Green Wall graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Over in Lebanon, actually, officials are saying that they've experienced the worst wildfires ever in their history. 100 wildfires have actually been burning over there since Monday, and they're even calling for outside help on the matter. You know what I mean? Burning forested areas. They're blaming the heat wave that's going on over there. So apparently, this whole wildfire thing out east seems to be a thing, man. Some motherfuckers need to get that shit under control. Green Wall graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. That's right, Abdel Fattah. This is you could say she's an activist, she's a journalist, you know what I'm saying, and over in Egypt, a lot of human rights organizations are in uproar about her because she was actually abducted by Egyptian security forces on the night of October 12th. And they actually like strangled and beat her or whatever. Now she's jailed and being actually like, you know, beaten up and tortured. So obviously people are in an uproar about this. I mean, you know, free that girl, man. We won't graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. Yo, in the next upcoming days, Mexico's Senate is actually prepared to officially legalize marijuana. Now, mind you, there's been a drug war in Mexico since I don't know how long. I mean, it said that since 2006, there have been tens of thousands of people that have been killed as a result of Mexico's drug war. You know what I'm saying? That's essentially backed by the U.S. in a way. But people are celebrating, and I wonder if this is part of AMLO's plan. You know, AMLO being the president of Mexico, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, who actually has vowed to, like, you know, stop corruption and, you know what I mean, essentially not go against the gangs, but basically to restore peace. So this is definitely looked at as being like a major shift in what's going on over there. Green Wall and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So in Kanesatake, in southwestern Quebec, Canada, there's actually a person of one of the members of the Mohawk tribe actually going on hunger strike. As a member of the First Nation, there's basically a tension between the First Nations and real estate developers. Now, keep in mind that, you know, he's calling on the person going hunger strike is actually calling on Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, to actually essentially halt this and, you know, keep up with his promise of putting Canada's First Nations first. You know what I'm saying? Making them a priority or whatever. Now, keep in mind that this is also Kanesatake is actually the place of the so-called Oka crisis back in 1990 when the Mohawks actually had a 78-day standoff with the Canadian Army for basically trying to protest against the building of a golf course and condos on their burial ground. You know what I'm saying? So it's a live area, but we'll see where this hunger strike goes. Green Wall and Graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this BFN report. So In Crockett, California, which is like right outside of San Fran, there was actually two fuel tank storage containers actually exploded and at a Newz Energy facility. Now, people are suspecting that, or people are looking into whether the 4.5 magnitude earthquake that had took place nearby had actually contributed to the explosion. But the shit burned down for like 8 hours, and they even shut down like I-80 at some point. So for those in Cali that wanted to know what the fuck was going on, that's what happened. Rainwater and Graduation.